Okay, let's continue the class. So we have finished up to fourth question from exercise 1.1. Now I'll start with the fifth question. It's going to be a homework because that is what we just revised now. So let me start with the sixth question. Multiply, question number 6. Okay, I hope all of you have your textbook with you. So look at the question number 6. Multiply 6 by 13 by the reciprocal of, read the question 6 to 1. I hope all of you have your textbook with you. Look at the question number 6. Multiply 6 by 13 by the reciprocal of minus 7 by 16. You have to find the product of 6 by 13 and reciprocal of minus 7 by 16. So we just find out what first we write what is the reciprocal of minus 7 by 16. Last day we learned that reciprocal of P by Q will be Q by P form. So this is going to be minus 16 by 7. The reciprocal of the number is 16 by minus 7. Normally we take the minus sign along with the numerator because that's a standard form of P by Q. This I mentioned last week in the class. So now let me go for the product of, I'm going to multiply 6 by 13 multiplied by minus 16 by 7. So none of the numbers can be cancelled here. So I'm going to find out the product as minus 96 divided by 91. This is the answer. Product of 6 by 13 and reciprocal of minus 7 by 16. Now, seventh question. Tell what property allows you to compute the product. So you can look at the question and find out, name the property which is used there. So question number 5, 7, your homework. Note it as your homework questions. Question number 5 and 7, homework questions. Now we'll go to the 8th question. Question number 8. Is 8 by 9 the multiplicative inverse of minus 1 and 1 by 8? Why or why not? So you have to check whether 8 by 9 is a multiplicative inverse of minus 1 and 1 by 8. So the numbers given are 8 by 9 and minus 1, 1 by 8. So this is a mixed numeral. When you rewrite as the P by Q form, we get it as minus 9 by 8. Now how do we check are they the multiplicative inverse? Means find the product of the two numbers. 8 by 9 into minus 9 by 8. You can easily find out the product is minus 1. That is 9, 9 cancelled. 8, 8 cancel, we get the answer as minus 1. But when do we say the number is the reciprocal or multiplicative inverse is, the product should be equal to 1. So we write it here, this is not equal to 1. Therefore, you can conclude that minus 1 and 1 by 8 is not the multiplicative inverse, not the multiplicative inverse of 8 by 9. So I hope you understand. Whenever you have to find out the multiplicative inverse, find the product of the two numbers and check do you get the product as 1. If we get the answer as 1, they are the multiplicative inverse of each other. If it's not equal to 1, we conclude that they are not the multiplicative inverse of each other. So let's move to the question number 9 now. Question number 9. Again, you are given two numbers there. 0.3, 0.3. Is this number the multiplicative inverse of 3 and 1 by 3? This is what you have to check. Again, why or why not? 0.3 and 3 and 1 by 3. So what is the fraction expression of this number? All of you know when it has one decimal place, we have to divide it by 10. So the number is 3 by 10. This is mixed numeral. When you write it in the P by Q form, this is going to be 10 by 3. Now what do we have to check? The 3 by 10 and 10 by 3. Are they the multiplicative inverse? So I'm going to find out the product of these two numbers. As we did for the previous question, we find out the product of these two numbers and check what answer we are getting. I can cancel the 10 on the numerator denominator and 3 here. So my answer is going to be 1. We are getting multiplicative identity 1 as the answer. Therefore, we conclude that 0.3 and 3 and 1 by 3 are multiplicative inverse of each other. Okay, so I hope you get it. As I told you for the previous question, find the product of the two numbers in the P by Q form, write it and find the product. If we get 1 as the answer, we conclude that they are the multiplicative inverse of each other. I hope you get it. Now, all of you can look at the next question, that is the 10th sum. This we already discussed in the earlier classes. Write the rational number that does not have a reciprocal. Which number does not have a reciprocal? 0. Because any number by 0 is not defined. You cannot divide a number by 0. Since a cannot be divided, any number, reciprocal means some number divided by the given number, or take the reciprocal. But division with 0 is not yet calculated or found out, so we write the answer as the rational number that does not have a reciprocal is 0. The second division is the rational numbers that are equal to their reciprocals. This also I mentioned in my note that the two numbers whose reciprocals are the numbers itself, 1 and minus 1. Because 1 into 1 by 1 is 1 and minus 1 into 1 by minus 1 is also 1. Therefore, then the answer is 1 and minus 1. The product of the number with their reciprocal is 1. Therefore, 1 and minus 1 are the numbers whose reciprocals are same. Now, the rational number that is equal to its negative. So, which rational number is equal to its negative? Can you say 1 is equal to its negative minus 1? No. So, you cannot say that any number. So, only number whose negative is equal to itself is 0. 0 is a rational number. Some of you have a doubt, maybe having a doubt that whether 0 is a rational number. Yes, 0 is a rational number because 0 can be written as 0 by any number form. So, this satisfies the condition P by Q form where Q not equal to 0, or I write it here as, you can write as 0 by Q. Q cannot be equal to 0. 0 and Q are any two numbers. It satisfies the definition of a rational number. So, 0 is a rational number, but it does not, the negative of the number is 0 itself, but it does not have a multiplicative inverse or no reciprocal for the number 0. 11th question, filling the blanks. That is already discussed in the class. In many, we had 3 to 4 classes now. We have discussed all the questions in the class. So, that question is also your homework question. Okay. Now, let us go to the next topic. How do we represent rational numbers? How to represent the rational numbers on number line? Okay. If I ask you to mark number 2 on the number line, all of you draw the number line and we mark 0 with equal width, we mark the other numbers and we can mark the number 2 on the number line. This represents the 2 on number line. Now, how many numbers are there on the number line? There are infinite number of numbers which can be represented on the number line. All the numbers can be represented on the number line. So we are going to learn how do we represent a rational number. For example, 2 by 3. How do we represent it on the number line? So first of all, understand that between any two integers which you are normally marking on the number line, there are infinite number of numbers. For example, between 0 and 1, if you take it, there are infinite number of numerable numbers there which you can represent it on there, but we cannot point out which number, where is it. There are infinitely many numbers lying between 0 and 1. Similarly, between 1 and 2, 2 and 3, minus 1 and 0, minus 2, minus 1, etc. So, infinite number of numbers are there. So, how do we locate one number 2 by 3 on the number line? So, please listen carefully here. It's very simple if you listen, okay? So, I mark from 0. Since this is a positive number, I start from 0. Now, I need 2 by 3. So, I am going to give equal interval or equal width and give a mark on the number line. So, this is going to be 1 by 3. This is going to be 2 by 3. This is going to be 3 by 3. We know 3 by 3 is 1. Okay? So, when you reach 3 by 3, that is 0 to 1. So, where you have 2 by 3, mark it here and dot it. This should represent this number where you are marking, that is going to be the number 2 by 3. Understood, children? Take equal width. It's must. Don't mark 1 by 3 one place and 2 by 3 far away from then another 3 by 3. No, it should be with equal width. It's very important. Okay? Now, if I need to mark 3 by 2. So, 2 by 3 is a proper fraction number, but 3 by 2 is a mixed numeral. So, how do we represent 3 by 2 on the number line? Again, since it is a positive number, I start from 0. I need 3 by 2. So, I take 1 by 2, 2 by 2 with equal width again. Now, this 2 by 2 is 1. Okay? Now, next width is equal width. You can use your scale when you draw the number line. It's compulsory that you have to use scale and pencil. And you have 1 centimeter gap there. So, use that as the equal width between the numbers you are marking on the number line. So, my number 3 by 2 is here. So, this is 3 by 2 on the number line. You need not mark any other number. You can just stop with the number which you would like to mark it on the number line. I hope you got it. I say two things to be important here is, first of all, understand that there are infinite number of numbers between any two integers. Second one is, when you draw the number line, please mark arrow marks on both the sides of the segment. Then take the number which you need to represent on the number line. Here the first number is 2 by 3. With equal width, take 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 3 by 3, etc. Where you need the number reaches, there you mark as that particular rational number. Whether it is a proper number or mixed numeral, the same method can be followed. Now let me go to a negative number. Okay, all of you may have a doubt that how to represent the negative rational numbers. So, let me take an example, minus 3 by 5. Going to represent it on the number line. Okay, so number line is here. Now I marked 0. The given number is a negative number, so I have to move towards the left of 0 since all the negative numbers are lying left of 0. Please ensure that you know this concept that all negative numbers are lying left of 0 and all positive numbers are lying on the right side of 0. So I have to move towards the left of 0. So here I need minus 3 by 5. So this is minus 1 by 5. As I told you, with equal width, minus 2 by 5, minus 3 by 5. So this is the number I need. You may have minus 4 by 5 here and minus 5 by 5. This is your number minus 1. This is the 0. So between 0 and minus 1 or between minus 1 and 0, you have divided into 5 equal parts and the third part represents minus 3 by 5. I repeat once again. Since it is a negative rational number, it will be lying definitely on the left side of 0. So start marking equal with marking as minus 1 by 5, minus 2 by 5, minus 3 by 5, minus 4 by 5 and minus 5 by 5 where you reach it as minus 1. So what we have done here is from minus 1 to 0 portion is divided 5 equal parts. It is divided into 5 equal parts and we marked from 0 to minus 3 part as minus 3 by 5. I hope you understood. So your exercise 1.2, the first question in that exercise is represent the numbers on the number line. The first number is 7 by 4. Exercise 2.1, okay? The first number you need to mark it is 7 by 4. So, I'm going to do it. You can do along with me, children. If you all have a scale and pencil with you, you can do along with me using your scale. First draw a number line, okay? Have you finished? Some of you must have finished. And it's a positive number. Identify the number. And it's going to lie on the right side of 0. So let me mark 0 first. Okay. Now it is 7 by 4. So as I said, using a scale, mark equal with as 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4, 4 by 4. All of you know 4 by 4 is 1. So you can mark it as 1. So the number you're going to represent is more than 1. Okay, that is another thing you can identify from the number and the marking what we are doing. Next is 5 by 4, 6 by 4, 7 by 4. So I reach the number where I need it. So this is the number 7 by 4 on the number line. So I repeat again. The number given is plus 7 by 4. So no sign is mentioned means it's obviously it's a positive numbers and all positive numbers are lying on the right side of 0. So I started from 0 with equal with 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4, 4 by 4 which is equal to 1. My number is 7 by 4. I haven't reached that number. It means it's going to be a number more than 1. So I reached 5 by 4, 6 by 4 at last. The number I required, that is 7 by 4. I hope you must have finished. Okay. Let's move to the next number. Second number is minus 5 by 6. Minus 5 by 6. So as I said, first identify it's a negative number. And where do all negative numbers lie? It's on the left side of 0. So you can mark 0 on the right end of your number line so that you can reduce the number of markings on the line. I need minus 5 by 6. Again, mark equal with minus 1 by 6, minus 2 by 6, minus 3 by 6, minus 4 by 6. Then minus 5 by 6. So I reach the number, that means it is greater than minus 1. All numbers less than minus 1 will be again towards left of minus 1. So the number I have, it is more than minus 1. That is why I have not reached the number minus 1. I got it before that. So minus 5 by 6 is on the number line now. Yes, I hope you must have finished. Let's move to the next question. Second one. You have to represent minus 2 by 11, minus 5 by 11 and minus 9 by 11 also on the number line. So you need not draw different number lines. You can do it on the same number line since all the numbers are the same fraction denominator. So I'm not going to do different. You need not draw 3 different number lines. They all represent the same minus 2, minus 5, minus 9 of 11. Okay, so we can mark it on the same number line. You can start along with me. First number line. Since all the numbers are negative, it lies on the left of 0. So mark 0 first. Now make your bit a little bit smaller because you need up to minus 9. Okay. But it should be equal width. Very, very, very important. The marking should have equal width. So I'm going to start here. Minus 1 by 11. This is minus 2 by 11. This is the first number I needed, so mark it. You also mark it, otherwise you may forget it later to mark it. Next, minus 3 by 11, minus 4 by 11. Next number I have is minus 5 by 11, so immediately mark that number also because you need it on the number line. Then minus 6 by 11, minus 7 by 11, minus 8 by 11. Next number I have is minus 9 by 11. So these are the 3 numbers they asked us to represent it on the number line. Okay, so you can draw it on the same number line. Have you finished, children? Have you got the answer correctly? I hope you must have finished. Okay. So we learned today how to represent the rational numbers on the number line. Now let's move to the most important topic in the chapter. The most important concept in this chapter is how to find out rational numbers between 2. For example, I am giving you 2 numbers, 1 and 2. Are they rational numbers? Yes, they are, because 1 can be considered as 1 by 1, 2 can be considered as 2 by 1. How to get a rational number between 1 and 2? This already you learned in class 7. First thing, make both the numbers with the same denominator. So we can consider this as 1 by 1. This is 2 by 1. So already the denominator is same. But can you find out the numbers between 1 and 2? You cannot find out the 2 integers between 1 and 2. So what we do is, we are going to make it as same denominator. If I multiply both the numbers with 10, again both the numbers will have the same denominator. Okay, 10 by 10 and 20 by 10. Can you find out any 2 numbers between 10 and 20, the numerator digits 10 and 20? Can you find out any 2 numbers? Obviously, you can write 11, 13, 15, 17, as you like, any 2 numbers, 12, 15. Write with the same denominator, 11 by 10, 13 by 10. So this is what you learned in class 7. Okay, how to write 2 rational numbers between the given numbers. Okay, so the question number 3 is, write 5 rational numbers which is smaller than 2. Smaller than 2 means you can write first any numbers less than 2. 5 numbers less than 2. What are the 5 numbers you write? Minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1. 5 numbers you got it, right? So how to write it as a rational numbers? How to write it? This 2 is 2 by 1, right? So you need all the numbers of the same denominator. So make it as multiply by 10. So with the 10 you write it. That's it. In case anyone has a doubt with the 0, you can move to some other number, minus 5 or minus 6 or any number, okay? Any number you can write it, even 1 by 10, minus 5 by, any number which is minus 5 by 10 or any number which is less than 2 you note it down as the numerator, with the same denominator 10 you write it. So I finished with the third question now. The 4th, 5, 6, 7 and question we will do it on the next day, since time does not permit us to continue. I am just stopping it here. Please note down your homework, children. Exercise 1.1, question number 5, 7 and 11, all the divisions. Okay, thank you, children.